We have this from MSN.com. India-Pakistan war. How to survive a nuclear attack. We got you covered. We here at Timcast are going to make sure that you all know exactly what you need to do if nuclear war starts. But don't take my word for it. Let's throw it to our good friends over at MSN and the Economic Times. They wrote, India is set to conduct mock drills in over 200 cities amid rising tensions with Pakistan following the, how do you pronounce that? Pahalgam?
That's as good of a guess as I could have had.
Terror attack.
Just uncommon.
They say the other measures are provisions for crash blackout measures, early camouflaging of vital plants and installations, and updating and rehearsing evacuation plans. The mock drills also include the operationalization of hotline and radio communications links with the Indian Air Force, testing the functionality of control rooms and shadow control rooms. Now, before I read exactly what you do in a nuclear attack, do you guys remember when New York put that PSA out?
No.
Yeah.
You don't remember that one? Let me pull that one up.
They were talking about
how to survive a nuclear attack.
I remember the Hawaii bomb shelters when everyone was freaking out that North Korea was going to launch missiles at the U.S.
That was a big mess up.
Yeah. Like the CNN sent Sarah Snyder over there, and she was like hiding in the missile dungeon.
That was a big whoopsie.
The New York Times called it inside the making of NYC's bizarre nuclear war PSA. City officials released a video in July on how to survive a nuclear attack.
When was that from? What year was that?
2022.
I don't remember this.
Me neither.
You don't remember this one? Yeah. We were all like, what's going on? And this is when the war was starting, I think, with or a few months after.
Yep.
So there's been a nuclear
Yeah, that was
attack.
February.
Don't ask me how or why. Just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do? There are 3 important steps that I want you to remember. Step 1, get inside fast. You, your friends, your family, get inside. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows. Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows.
Awesome.
Have a basement? Head there. If you don't have one, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body. Step 3, stay tuned. Follow media for more information. Don't forget to sign up for Notify NYC for official alerts and updates. And don't go outside until officials say it's safe.
Yeah, you told us that already, lady.
All right?
Look,
That's
You've got
crazy.
this.
a nuclear attack on New York.
Yeah, and everybody was like,
That's not what's going to happen.
what's going on?
Basically, instead, everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think that India is going to nuke us.
No,
No, I think they don't have the reach.
Just in the context of that PSA
Do they, though?
there. Come on. They don't have ICB. Well, they might possibly have ICBMs. They did send a probe to the moon.
Yeah,
You know, if
they definitely do.
so if they can
they
get to
do?
the moon, they can get to the other side of the planet.
This is why we need that, what is it, the platinum dome that Trump was
The
talking about?
Agni V.
Gold dome.
Golden dome, yes.
It's got a
Why the
5,000.
platinum?
They say its official range is 5,000 kilometers. Oh, so it can't reach us. And some estimates put it to 7,000 to 8,000.
Yeah,
We're good.
Look, I'm into the idea.
Oh, they got
of
MIRVs.
having actual like missile defense system.
I like a missile defense
Well,
system.
you know, I'm into that, especially considering nowadays missile technology is not as exclusive as it used to be. Countries like India, Pakistan, you know, that you had multiple countries send probes to the moon now.
Sure.
So-
Everyone's got a bunch of satellites.
So if you can get a probe to the moon, you can get a warhead to the other side of the planet. You know.
Yeah.
So the oceans no longer isolate us the way they did, 50 years ago. So I'm all for missile defense.
I have iodine pills.
I do too.
Yeah, but those
Realistically, if a nuke hits DC, I think I'm done for.
the
You're in DC, right?
the iodine
I'm
tablets
just
are
outside.
that's just for the particles that might get in your skin and go in your thyroid.
It's for radiation treatment, yeah.
But it doesn't treat radiation. It fills your thyroid so that you don't absorb iodine 131 specifically. People think iodine. What is it?
What are you supposed to do with them then if you have iodine tablets?
So the reason they sell out is because people are concerned about, I believe it's iodine 131. When you ingest it, it goes into your thyroid and it's emitting radiation. And so it's going to damage your thyroid. So if you take iodine, your body will reject any radioactive iodines going into your body. But people believe that the iodine pills are going to protect them from radiation.
I
which
definitely don't believe that.
do
no.
What you need to get is an Avon C50
Potassium iodine,
gas
I think?
mask.
Okay.
Because
that's
that way
good to
you don't
know.
breathe in the particles that
And
are
I'll be okay.
radioactive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of just think like if it's that I'm like 30 minutes out of DC at that point. I just hope it kills me.
Well,
'Cause I don't want
where?
I don't know. I don't want my skin sloughing off, you know?
That sounds like it would be really unpleasant.
Yeah.
That's what my dad used to tell me when I was a kid.
Your skin's going to slough off?
He would say, if you saw a nuclear bomb coming right down, what do you do? And I was like, run. He goes, which way? And I was like, away? He's like, no.
Run toward it.
Well, the point he was making, it's like a funny thing to tell like a little kid. The point he's making is there's the immediate vaporization radius, and then there's your skin sloughs off
Exactly.
radius.
You
don't
wanna-
want to be in that
no,
one.
You
You wanna
either
be
need
in
to be close enough
vaporization.
to die immediately or far enough away where you could like ostensibly survive.
With just like sunburns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends on the type of hit. Depends on whether it's an airburst, how far up it is, and a lot of things. But if you are far enough away where it doesn't burn you to a crisp, you do need to make sure that you're not breathing in particles. 'cause
sure,
that's
yeah.
what'll get in. That they get into your lungs and they don't come out and they're radioactive, and then you get cancer and
Yep.
your lungs just stop working and get all kinds of tumors, and that's horrible.
That
Did you
sounds
guys see
bad.
that that woman on Tucker Carlson's show where she said that the U.S. government built underground
Yeah.
cities that are networked with each other?
Yeah, I did see that.
And she was like, whether it's like some kind of extinction event.
that FEMA camp thing that everyone was
I don't know if it's the.
talking
I don't think it's the
about,
FEMA.
like
No, totally
it was
different.
like the underground. There was like all
FEMA,
these
the,
networks.
the FEMA camp thing is they started reappropriating old like manufacturing hubs and putting barbed wire around them, and people were like, "What are they going to do with those?" This lady's talking about underground cities that are networked by trains that exist. It costs like $21 trillion, which I totally believe.
But why? So here's what I don't understand. Whenever you hear these kinds of ideas, right? Why aren't more people talking about it? Like, it's hard to keep a secret. It's legit not easy to like keep your mouth shut. And if you're building underground cities that cost $21 trillion, like you have to put out contracts for that. There have to be like the people who are cleaning the bathroom. How many people are really being quieted about these things? How is it possible to keep a secret, a $21 trillion secret? How is
Also,
that
and do we really think the working class anti-elite laborers on that project are going to keep their mouths shut?
That's what I'm thinking.
Unless
like somebody's got to paint the thing.
you can't leave.
They
So
just kill you.
No, you just live there.
So are these illegal immigrants? Are we like
Yeah.
shipping them in?
Yeah, they
What's
never
going
could
on?
haven't-
speak English.
we
That's the thing. Never could speak English. Send them out when
That's
they're
right. A man who worked on it only speaks Spanish, and he's running up to a random American, and they can't understand his garbled gibberish. They just don't know what he's saying.
And Trump's just going to deport them all. If you escape, you're deported.
That's why he's deporting all these people.
Right,
They
that's
helped
the
build the
real
underground
reason.
cities.
That's right.
I do think the U.S. probably has underground. They're called DUMBs, deep underground military bases. Underground city is probably an exaggeration, but why wouldn't they?
And you
Like,
think
if
they
the
have
U.S. is going to be
subway
like,
lines?
we've got the world's biggest.
Like, where's the contract? Like, there must be contracts.
Sure. There's tons of top secret contracts, classified information they don't tell you about.
I feel like some of this stuff would leak out better than just some lady.
It did.
Tucker.
She's a former Bush administration official who said, but she actually cited a few other people who did research in the American finances and found similarly that this money was missing. And the amount of money missing has actually been, since the money was unaccounted for, and I think there was like a Pentagon budget that was unaccounted for, people have been asking about this, and this is the narrative they're giving. I don't know if it's true.
Maybe Doge needs
Look.
to get involved, track it down.
We know about Raven Rock and Mount Weather. Those are real places. Do you know about those? Those are the congressional and presidential bunkers.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They're very close
I
to
didn't
us.
know they had names. Yeah.
Yep, Mount Weather, and they recently underwent an expansion and a what did they do? Like they upgraded it and stuff. So, do you think that they're going to just announce to the whole world, this is where Congress goes if you attack us?
No, I mean, if people are that capable of keeping secrets, like that's impressive.
Manhattan Project.
Yeah, but we know about that now.
We didn't when they did it. It wasn't until
Right.
we bombed Japan. They were like, The government said, okay, we're going to release the information. 350,000 people working on nuclear bombs, and nobody knew what they were building.
Yeah, but we didn't have the communications thing, and people trusted the government. Like nowadays, everybody's like, yeah, okay, Uncle Jed, okay, they know whatever. They don't. People just don't believe the conspiracy theories because we're inundated with conspiracy theories now.
I wonder, but I have to imagine that an excavation team is not going to be relatively large. Let's just say it's 300 people.
And maybe they're not
machinery.
told what they're doing. That's a very good point.
Right. A lot of them work on the surface and then leave and say, I don't know, I did a government contract. And they don't think twice. And then a small handful do the deeper excavation. And it's big machinery, not very many crews, and they don't think twice. I mean, and then all of all the manufacturing for parts and everything is just shipped in like normal.
Everybody knows about NORAD, and that's essentially an underground military.
Pretty sure that's gone now, though.
Maybe, but then
Or they like recommissioned, like they moved.
Yeah, but the installation's still there, and it was active in the 80s and 90s, if I understand.
I think the issue is largely that they don't want you to know where they're going to be. Hey, let's take a look at this map. Just if you guys were wondering.
Oh, yeah.
If the largest nuclear warhead that India has detonated in the financial district of New York, that's the radius.
Oh, my old neighborhood would still be fine.
I wonder if they have the. We don't.
Fine is a relative term.
It's a relative term
in this this context.
It is.
Yeah, I don't think they have the. What is it? The Pokhran 2 and the Shakti 2. 45 kilotons. Although India claims the test validated designs for weapons with yields up to 200 kilotons. Okay, let's just go 200 kilotons. Detonate. Okay. So,
oh, that's in kilotons. Crazy.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hoboken's.
My whole neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah. And then like this gray area is the shockwave, the light blast damage, radiation radius. Okay, so the good news is for everybody in the fireball radius, you cease to exist in an instant.
Perfect.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Good deal.
And then the thermal radiation is when you get 3rd degree burns and some people live.
Yeah, see, that's,
and that's
I don't
the
want,
part
you don't
you
want to be.
don't wanna be.
You definitely don't want to be in that zone.
You don't want to live.
where
I mean, the other problem too
look
is
how
the
big that
shock
zone
wave
is.
is you could get crushed by like, falling debris and things
Buildings
like that.
get knocked over.
The moderate blast damage radius at 5 psi overpressure, the residential buildings collapse. Injuries are universal. Fatalities are widespread. The chances of a fire starting in commercial residential damage are high. Buildings so damaged are at high risk of spreading fire, often used as a benchmark for moderate damage in cities. But you know what's funny is that's actually like nothing. If we were to use, we don't want to do that. We want to do this.
It'd also probably be more like in
are kilotons.
Manhattan, I would guess.
Yeah,
that they would
kilotons.
strike.
Castle Bravo, the largest U.S. bomb ever tested. Kaboom.
Yeah.
Holy
Dang.
crap.
That's quite a
What?
radius.
And that's just the largest that the U.S. did. The Tsar Bomba, which was 50 megatons, megatons.
Whose was
is
that?
Russia is the largest one ever. And they designed one twice as powerful. They designed, the Tsar
Does it
Bomba
work?
was,
Do they have it?
Yes.
I don't know if they do or
It's a
not.
gravity bomb, though, meaning they drop it from a plane.
Okay.
And
Can
the
we just put that in California?
Yeah, let's do that.
let's see, L.A.
Sure.
So I guess if you're just outside of Thousand Oaks, you'll be okay. Oxnard, you're going to survive. You're good.
Good grief.
Can we move the, if they target L.A., well, let's target Hollywood.
I mean, it's all doomed.
Chicago. Man, that's crazy.
They'd move that inland a little bit because that's a lot of wasted area. There you go.
Yep.
That's a lot of water, yeah.
That's nuts. And this is airburst.
And also, like,
Nukes blow up in the air to spread more of the blast downward, crushing
in
everything.
Russia, like
We
they
didn't
have
do
multiple.
DC, would we?
They have multiple warheads, like aimed at every city. Like all the targets actually have multiple warheads in case there's a something that goes wrong with one of them. So,
Hey, look at that.
Okay,
Big
so
city.
yeah, if that's the one I'm smoked, do the one that India has.
Okay, that's doing nothing.
Well, I'm curious. Oh,
Yep.
weak.
that's the one. That,
And then what was like the middle ground one?
So let me
The largest U.S. one.
the largest U.S.
Is that the one that we?
That's
second?
Castle Bravo.
Okay.
it's not small.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Look at the
Oh, whoa.
look at the radioactive fallout.
Wow.
That blast is all radioactive fallout. Wipes out New York after the fact.
And Hartford. At least that's a bonus.
Man, I don't think people realize the hell that nuclear war would be if it actually happened. Because people think in terms of nuclear war. Here's some.
People think of like surviving.
No, they think of Japan, and they're like, look at all the damage we did with what was it, like 150 kilotons or something?
I think it was 15 kilotons.
It was
You're right.
Yeah.
We can actually find out right now. Let's do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's the little boy and fat man? Is 20. Yep, 15 and 20.
20.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
That's
No,
like
look,
the, that's like the perfect size.
It would flatten DC. It's
Disavow,
surgical.
disavow.
Big
It's
size.
a joke.
Arlington largely survives. A lot of radiation, though. So people see this and they think
I'm not in Arlington,
that's what nukes are. And here's the crazy thing. Tsar Bomba, the largest bomb ever designed, 100 megatons, that was what, like 50 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So the thing about that, though, is it's a gravity bomb from a bomber. That thing's not getting anywhere near DC.
No.
I mean, here's what will happen. They'll be flying over the water. They'll get close. And, I guess Atlantic City won't survive.
No, probably not.
Yeah, but it ain't getting anywhere near DC. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that DC has like hidden surface-to-air missile sites.
Well, you'd think
This is true.
should, right?
It's true that, are they a secret or like we just know that
They're
have
not
them?
really a secret. You can't take pictures of them.
Oh, what? Wait, like you can like walk around, you'll see like a surface-to-air missile thing?
Edwards has F-22s.
I've never
don't they?
seen these.
It's a secret. I can't tell you.
Edwards has F-22s, don't they?
I don't know about Edwards. Fort Myer, I believe, has them.
Okay, because I was going to say whatever.
I'll just say I got married. So my wedding reception was at Fort Myer, and we had to get all of our photos approved that we took outside of
Wow.
the Officers Club.
That's cool.
Very cool.
I don't know if they were specifically like.
Can I just go on like Google Maps and zoom in and look at all of the stuff
I don't
they
know.
got?
I mean,
Blurred out.
I bet they have it sorted out.
They didn't tell us exactly what they were, but I mean,
you
Did they
can look up
disapprove of
who's
some of them?
stationed
Did
where.
they say like no, not that one?
it says that Fort Myer does have SAM systems in place.
Did they reject some of your photos?
No, because our photographer didn't take any pictures of them, but they have to check afterwards to make sure for like
But-
people who would sneak on and do it.
How far away is Fort Myers from DC?
Not far. It's just in Arlington.
Oh, okay, right across over the river. I've heard that surrounding DC, inconspicuous, like there's surface-to-air missile sites that are in the ground that come up.
Patriot,
Probably.
they're Patriot batteries.
Patriot batteries,
Patriot missiles.
but aren't those on trucks?
Well, they don't have to be. They're. I mean, when they put them on trucks, it's so that way they can move them around, obviously. And if they have batteries that are located in DC and they don't want them to go anywhere, they don't have to.
How could we not have? Do we have THAAD?
What's that?
THAAD. Let me get the actual acronym for you. There's Iron Dome and THAAD, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, U.S. missile defense system designed to shoot down short to intermediate range ballistic missiles. They got them in South Korea. Let's just ask the robot. Does DC have SAM sites? It's going to be like, of course. Are you stupid?
Actually, they don't have.
Yep. Multiple surface-to-air missile systems.
Yeah.
Part of the National Capital Region Integrated Air Defense System. Multi-layered defense network designed to safeguard the nation's capital from aerial assaults. There's quite a bit, actually. Wow.
So,
There should be. I mean, that's the stuff we're paying our taxes for, right? Is like
Yeah, to protect
defense,
Congress and
roads. No, but like
I'm gonna say,
if Congress got totally murdered, it may seem like it would be pointless, but it would be pretty bad.
I just want to say one thing on the underground cities thing. When you guys, you're saying like, oh, how would we keep it a secret? I'll just say it like this. Maybe, I don't know, but couldn't you imagine that Congress, when offered, like, come on, any one of these members of Congress is going to draft a bill where they're like, in the event of war, we ought to live like ultra millionaires in an underground bunker with a flat screen TV in every room, infinity pools that peer over nowhere, I guess, because you're underground. But movie theater, 200 years of food, our families get to be there. I wouldn't be surprised if Congress routinely votes for top secret things for themselves that we don't even know about.
And then that's why they're okay putting ahead the laws about how they can't give themselves pay raises. They're like, who needs that? We've already got this.
Depending on what happens. I mean, they voted to renovate Mount Weather. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.